There's no intro today because I want to get right to it, into the meat of the offer. For the last couple of years, ever since I started Red Podcast and kind of moving away from the music industry, from the entertainment industry, people have been asking me for this. I can't tell you how many tweets, emails, phone calls, other messages that I've gotten from people who are looking for me to do this kind of work for them. Now is the opportunity. First, let me talk about the problem that I'll be solving for you. And the problem is the best isn't always what we hear. We see this in a lot of industries. To give you an example from the music industry, radio. If you were to turn on the radio, if you were to turn on whatever the equivalent of MTV is, where you're seeing and hearing professional musicians in the media, that is not necessarily the very best music that is available to you. If you think about the books that you've seen promoted online, and I've gone into this on episodes of Red Podcast, how books become bestsellers. Think about the people writing those books. Think about the gurus that we think about when we think about certain industries. Is the number one guy the best? Not usually. The number one guy is number one because, for one, somebody has to be number one. Somebody's going to be at the top, and this guy has found a way to do it. And then that success, it builds upon itself. When you're the number one guy, you're going to get more people coming to you because you're the number one guy. I want you to think about Amazon for a second. You've seen these big book launches. You've seen these big promotions where people will get to the top of the New York Times chart, where people will get to the top of Amazon. And one of the reasons they do that, it's bragging rights. You can say you were at the top. But the other, as I mentioned just a minute ago, success builds upon success. So there are people that are looking at those charts that will order those books for their store because they know there's a demand for them. And there are also people, consumers, that look at those charts and they think, wow, that must be a good book. I'm going to take a chance on it. A lot of people decide what to buy based on the top of the charts. The author, the guru, the guy at the top of the charts is not always the best. So why is that? Why do we have a situation where the guy who's the best, the guy who's doing good work, the guy who's got a positive message that actually helps people, if he's in business, the guy who's actually fulfilling on his promises and doing what he says that he can do, why is he not the number one guy? And the reason for that is that most people approach things wrong. They think if they do good work, they're automatically going to rise to the top. There's a little bit of truth to that. If you do good work, you do something remarkable, people will tell their friends, but is it enough? Most of the time, the people that are doing good work, they're not necessarily doing the great marketing. We rely on luck. We hope other people pick us. We hope that those people are going to tell their friends, and they will, but those people aren't going to tell their friends in the way that they would if we were to ask them, if we were to show them how, if we were to make it easy for them to tell their friends. Luck is relying on Google, thinking that if we've got a good article, people will link to that article, Google will pick it up, we'll be at the top of the Google chart on the first page in that search result, we'll get more clicks, and we'll build upon that. And this works across the board. Luck is that people will find your book in Amazon, your audiobook in Audible, your music on iTunes. But with so much competition, while somebody is going to find it, somebody will probably buy it, somebody will tell their friends about it, it's not done in the big way that you need it to in order for you to get number one. This is the offer. If you are interested in becoming that guy and having that personal strategy to make yourself the top guy or girl in your industry, listen up. For the last 20 years, I've been doing this in the entertainment industries. I call this personality marketing. This is building a brand that focuses on you. You are the brand. People come to you because they want you. This is something that cannot be replicated. It cannot be ripped off. They're coming to you because they want you, and they can't get you anywhere else. I've been doing this for musicians. I've been doing this for comics. I've had brands, major brands in the entertainment space who want to get in as a lifestyle brand that can't be copied. Brands like Red Bull hire me to help them with their marketing. And what I've been doing over the last couple of years, this is why I started Red, I've been shifting the work that I've been doing from the entertainment business to actually do work that matters. I wanted to work with individuals, not brands, not big companies. Call it a midlife crisis, but it's a good opportunity for you if you are interested in becoming the number one guy in your niche and becoming that guy, the celebrity, the go-to guy, the person that people think of when they need a certain type of work done. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about book authors, podcasters, speakers, YouTubers, people with a personality that I can market to help them stand out in their niche and be that go-to guy. I'm going to help you grow your influence, grow your authority. I'm going to personally work with you one-on-one to get you this celebrity status. And I want to be clear on this. This is not Kardashian-style fame. I'm not trying to make you famous. I'm talking about making you a celebrity so you can create influence and authority within that niche and be the go-to guy, the one that everybody thinks about, the first name on the list when they need done what it is that you do. So here's what happens when you're the number one guy. You get paid more money for the exact same work. If you look at the money that these guys make, it looks like a hockey stick. It's through the roof compared to the next guy. This is what happens when you're the number one guy, and this is something I can help you with. When you're the number one guy, you can more effectively spread your message. That's because you're reaching so many people that those people are spreading the message for you. Think about the number one book authors, number one musicians, number one gurus that you know. The number one guy gets all the word of mouth. It's like the number one search result in Google. How many more clicks does the number one search result get compared to the number two result? There's big money in being number one, and that's what I'm going to help you with. You get more clients, you sell more product, you have more control over your work, and because of that, you've got more control over your life. And when you release something, it sells instantly. You've got that connection with people. This is what I talk about when I talk about celebrity. You're that guy that everybody thinks that he knows. These are the same techniques that the music business has used for years, and I'm bringing them over to the entrepreneur side. Think back to a month ago when Prince died. What happened? Everybody starts talking about him because they think that they knew him. They didn't know him. They knew his work. But because of that work, they felt that connection. That's what I'm going to help you do. So let's talk about you. If this is you, I want to hear from you. You need assistance establishing your influence and authority within your niche. You need to be connected with the right people who can help you do this. You need help with structure, execution, and accountability. And you want to set yourself up to win. You're sick of being on that stationary bike where you're working, but not going anywhere. That changes when you work with me. So right now, here's the deal. I'm looking to work with 3 people. This is individual one-on-one work. This is high-touch stuff, not a group. We're going to get together every week, individually, just you and me. To best benefit you, you really need to have an idea of where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want to do. If you've already got an existing business, that is perfect. What I can help you do is sharpen that existing business, kind of work the kinks out, make it into a leaner, meaner operation so you can get the results that you deserve. If you are interested in this, again, 3 people, the first thing I need you to do is fill out a form. I've got a few questions for you. If you go to redpodcast.com/coaching, you can do this. About 10 questions, a few things that I need to know from you. If I feel that I might be able to help you, I'll reach out to you for a complimentary strategy session. You can get to see how I work. I'll give you some ideas on what's possible. Then we can talk about working together. redpodcast.com/coaching is the form. Fill it out. I will review it. If I feel I can help you, I'll reach back out to you. Thank you so much for listening. More episodes coming up. To make sure you don't miss an episode, redpodcast.com is where to go. You will not see the coaching form linked from the main page. This is for Red Podcast listeners only. I want you to be already familiar with me before we work together. I want you to know what you're getting into. I'll check it out, and we'll go for the next step. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Red Podcast.